It has just been over 7 months since I did this new solar array install on my RV using CallSun 200 watt bifacial solar panels. So today I want to give you an update on how this new array is performing, not to mention when I did this install, I used these new little clamps, which honestly, there wasn't a lot of information out there because they were brand new and I didn't see anybody using them. So I was a little bit unsure on actually how they were going to work and if they were actually a good idea. So I'll give you an update on the clamps as well and how I did this install, because this install allows you to run different size solar panels so you're not really conformed or stuck with that one brand. You can change all you want and you don't really have to worry about trying to find that exact panel that may not be made anymore. Okay, it's almost 100 degrees still, plus it's windy on top of the RV, so I'm just going to come down here and I'll tell you how everything works as far as this install, the performance, and more. Okay, back before I installed this solar array, I did have a bunch of flexible solar panels up there from Renogy. These were the 200 watt solar panels, and I did make several videos on those, so I will leave a couple below if you're interested in that. But they do have their pros, they do have their cons, it just kind of all depends because they're super lightweight, you don't have to worry about any kind of wind drag and more, but obviously they're not going to last as long as a glass panel. But after I was done testing that setup, which was over 2 years, I then removed those solar panels, which I also had to redo the roof of my RV because I did have a tear in it. Due to some of the locations I go to, this is kind of something that was bound to happen because there's a lot of low-hanging branches on some of the areas I go, so eventually that paper-thin material is just going to get ripped. And honestly, this was one of the best decisions I ever made, was going and getting the Flex Armor roof done, which after going to one of the Flex Armor dealers, I told them what I wanted to do as far as my solar install, so we ended up getting the whole thing prepped. I took solar panels up there on the unistrut and how it was going to have everything mounted, and then before the RV was sprayed with the material, I had the anchors placed in all the locations that I needed. So this allows me to then bolt the unistrut directly to those anchors, which this is the great part, is that now I don't have to stick with one solar panel. I can use different sizes. I can also use 200, 250 watt solar panels, and then by utilizing these little clamps, which have honestly made things super easy, this makes your solar installation go super quick. Now, like I said earlier, I was a little bit worried because I haven't seen anybody use these. I already have more than 2,000 miles now on this new solar array setup, going all the way down to Quartzsite and back, some local trips and more. And so far from what I have found, nothing has moved. They have all stayed exactly the way I placed them, so I am super happy with those clamps, and they're not very expensive, and again, they make your install go super quick. And I'll leave information of everything that I use, that way if you want to check it out, you can. Now, when it comes to the solar panels, the CallSun 200 watt bifacials are the one I chose after I ended up testing 5 different types of solar panels. And I bought all of these myself, that way I could decide which was going to be better for me. And I had already kind of planned my whole solar array on the Renogy Shadow Flux because of the voltage, not to mention the size, dimensions, and more. But when it came to performance, every single test yielded better results with a CallSun bifacial, and they're actually a lot cheaper. Now, when it comes to the bifacial part, I also did testing on this. Now, because the solar panels are not really that far off of the RV, you're not going to get that much bifacial gain out of it. But because the roof is white, you do get some light that reflects off of the roof and then hits the bottom side of the panel. Now, with all the testing I did as far as in my backyard, I noticed I would get about a 3 to 5 watt gain using a sheet. And if I removed the sheet, I would see about a 3 to 5 watt loss. Now, sure, that's not very much, but hey, a few watts here out of every single panel, well, that adds up to an extra, well, 30 watts or so, depending on your setup and how many panels and more. Now, as far as peak outputs, well, that really determines on your solar array setup because there's so many variables, and honestly, solar on an RV really does kind of suck because the RV roof isn't flat. It's sloped down in the rear, and when it comes to the middle of my RV, it then kind of flattens out and slopes down in the front. Plus, it does have a little bit of a curvature when going from side to side. So when it comes to peak input, the most I have ever seen out of this 2400 watt array is about 2200 watts, and those are under the more ideal conditions when the temperatures are not very high and you have nice clear skies, no haze, and more. But on average, I do see 1900 plus, also up to 2000 to 2100, depending on how I might have the RV angled to the sun, because that also makes a difference. But when it does come to the actual performance of these, they are doing working great. And when it comes to bifacial solar panels, why not use them if you're going to gain just a few watts here and there, and not to mention they're cheaper. Now, something that you should be doing with a new solar array is definitely doing an inspection, and you should do this even if you have an array that you've had up on your RV, because they're mobile. Everything vibrates and moves. So one of the things I use is a thermal camera, and this is something you should do about every 6 months, and go and check your connections, your mount points, and more. You can also check your solar panels just to see if there's any hot spots. I also check my combiner box, so if you remove the lid here, you can see all of my wires are in one place, and I can take the thermal camera and check for any hot spots, or also I can just pull on the wire and check for loose connections. And then I can go all the way down to where my DC breaker is, check the temperatures there and more. So again, this should be maintenance you should do at least twice a year. If not, do it a little bit more, because you never know. Now, as far as my setup goes, I am running a 2S and 3P setup. This means I have 2 solar panels that 2 of them are in series, and then I have 3 pairs that come in. So that's a total of 6 panels, basically 3 pairs, so 2, 4, 6. So that gives me an open circuit voltage of about 57 volts. And when it comes to the amps coming in, it's honestly a little higher than I like, because right now I'm running around the mid 20s. So I'm about 23 to 24 amps, which that's as much as I like to go on a 30 amp connector. And also I designed this because I was thinking I was going to be trying out and using Bluetti's RV5, but due to the fact that they messed that thing up and they put the solar voltage limit at 50 volts, that was a huge bummer for so many people. That really could have been a great inverter because it was cheap. It was only like $1,100. But who wants to deal with 50 volts and high amps? I don't. I don't like running 23 or 24, but because I can change this setup later, which this is, again, for me at least, it's going to be temporary because I like to test things, give people input more. So my next setup, I'll be moving to more of a 48 volt system, and then I'm going to be trading out those solar panels for something that I'll be probably around the 80 to 90 volt in the same configuration, because I like the 2S 3P setup because of shading. And here's another great thing about these CallSun solar panels is that they're basically like 2 solar panels and sandwiched together in the middle. So when it comes to shading, as you can see here, when the top part of that solar panel starts to get shaded, that bottom half is at least still working, versus on other solar panels, that whole solar panel would go out and take out the next one with it because they happen to be in series. So using a 2S 3P setup is actually a really great setup for when it comes to RVs because of shading. Or if there happens to be trees that I might be parked to, because shade is kind of nice to help keep the RV cool. But then again, it's a trade-off of you lose a little bit of your solar input. But so far overall, this setup and this install has been doing very well, and honestly, it was not very hard. And by using the aluminum Unistra and those clamps, it makes your setup super universal. So if you have problems, maybe hail damage, and maybe they don't make the solar panels you started off with 3 years ago, you can easily change out to another 200 watt solar panel because they don't vary too much in size. And who knows, that same size 200 watt that you used to have could be a 225 or a 250, because solar panels are only getting better, they're getting more efficient, and the sizes are getting smaller. So hopefully the information in this video helped you out if you're looking at using those CallSun 200 watt bifacial solar panels, or maybe those solar clamps in the aluminum Unistra. But I will leave a list of the material down below of everything I used, and also the original install video. That way, if you want more in-depth information, you can check that out. So make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you liked the video, and I hope to see you in another one.